Yeah, one battle that I think you guys have the key advantage in is the quarterback position. As DJ, even though DJ didn't play great against Clemson, he probably against Syracuse, he probably I don't know if he probably still played a bit better than Drew Pyne did against Clemson. The worst part when I watch Drew Pyne is he just stares at Michael Mayer when three guys are on him and hoping that he gets open, and he just never throws it to any other receivers, and then he just throws it away or gets sacked. So that's just one thing that I really hope that Coach Tommy Rees can work with this week on just looking for Brandon Lindsay or just any of the other guys down there. Lorenzo Styles, just give it to look at somebody besides Michael Mayer. I know he's great, but when
He's
he has
really
three
good.
guys on
But,
him,
yeah.
it's a lot harder to get it to him than just than just pass it deep down to Lorenzo Styles, hoping for a catch. Because even that's better than just throwing an interception.
And yeah, that's going to be key is distributing the ball because Notre Dame is going to Clemson, especially in the second level, they've been really up and down this season. Well, in the secondary, I should say that I think the linebackers are really good, but it's going to be important to get other guys involved because Clemson's going to they're not dumb. They know how good Michael Mayer is. They're going to have guys on him. They're going to try to take him out of the play. Out of some plays, you're not going to be able to go to him every play. He's going to get his, but it's still when Drew Pyne does drop back to throw, he's going to have to be able to find other guys. And build rapport with those other receivers. You mentioned Braden Lindsay, Lorenzo Styles, Tobias Merriweather is you've seen more and more of him in recent weeks. So getting the ball out to the running backs and in space as well. They are very capable receiving options. And I think that's going to be important because you get to deal with Clemson's athleticism up front. You're going to have to get the ball up quick. So I think if Tommy Rees is smart, he's going to take the ball as much as possible out of Drew Pyne's hands and, find ways to get the ball out fast and, get easy completions. Take your shots if they're there, but, don't force anything. That's what I would recommend.
Yeah. And please, Tommy Rees, please just make the right play call. Don't run power run with Chris Tyree.
Yeah.
I almost died because that was when they cut it to 7, and then we were in a power run with Chris Tyree, and I almost wanted to turn the game off. I was so scared we were going to blow it.
I mean, from my perspective, I hope he does that against Clemson's defensive front. I hope he runs Chris Tyree right at Tyler Davis. That'd be fantastic. But
oh my gosh, that was.
But no, it's going to be this is a really interesting matchup. Two really phenomenal defenses, especially up front. So it's it'll be really interesting to see how these teams kind of navigate this game. And you mentioned DJ earlier. He's trying to get redemption. We all remember that matchup in 2020 in the COVID year. He fills in for Trevor Lawrence and comes up just short in that double overtime thriller. I'm sure he's looking to get some get back, if you will. So I'm excited for this game, man. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, Dabo said it was definitely going to be DJ.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, there's no question that DJ is the starter. I know people have given the Syracuse game, if people, a lot of people that haven't watched Clemson up to this point are just like, oh, well, there it is. There's the performance we've all been waiting for. It's Cade Klubnik time. But no, if you've watched, enough of Clemson this season, DJ's been, great outside of that game. He's been really smart with the football. But before last week, I think he was, lowest in the country, I think, in turnover where he plays. He was tops in tops in the ACC in a lot of, passing categories. He's really had a bounce back season. I think he kind of got in his own head a little bit last week. And there was some other stuff as far as, the way Syracuse was playing that might have affected his ability to really throw the ball the way he wanted to. But there's no question that DJ is the starter. He's been great this season. I think, Dabo has more than, reiterated that. And I think DJ has more than validated, Dabo's trust in him. So there's no QB controversy at Clemson as much as some of the, media talking heads have been saying. There's none of that. So
I'm happy for DJ. Like, he generally seems like a good guy, but I really hope he has a
no, I'm sure you hope he falls apart, but he's a great kid. He's had a he's been through a lot. Last season was a pretty nightmarish season. Just he did not play well, but there were a lot of things. It was kind of a perfect storm of things that did not go well around him as well. Offensive line was a revolving door for the first 8 games of the season. He himself, was dealing with a torn ligament in his throwing hand and a bum knee. So I think it was a strain. I don't remember what. I think it might have been a strained PCL. Maybe one of the Clemson fans, and I know that I see a couple, can correct me. Dealing with injury, he was also 30 pounds overweight. His playing weight got up to 265 at one point last season. There was just a lot wrong, and he was Clemson's best option. So it was kind of a mess. The wide receivers couldn't stay on the field, weren't healthy a lot of the year. So it's been really great to see him kind of bounce back and have the kind of season. He's closer to what he was in 2020 than he was last season. So
good Bronco showing the confidence, man. Listen, I wish I could be as confident as you, man, but we just need Drew Pyne to make some plays for us to really get this dub. But I'm really happy that Deion Colsey and Tobias Merriweather again. I'm just gonna make sure that everyone knows just how happy I am that these guys are being used. Chancey Stuckey has done a great job making the wide receiver room much better than it was last year, because I don't know, last year felt like the guys were only relying on their athleticism, but with these new guys that we got in, I really feel like we have more dynamic options at receiver. So